first part today is research. So I'm going to show you some free tools that you can use to figure out what words you should be going for on your own websites. If you don't know what they want, then how can you give it to them, I suppose, is the overarching term here. And one of the biggest mistakes website owners make is that you sort of guess what people are searching for, and you throw it on the website, and then you forget it for 2 or 3 years, and you've probably got it wrong. Wrong for 2 reasons. Number one, they may not be searching for what you think they're searching for. And secondly, you may have decided to optimize your website for some terms that are so hard to get to the top of Google with that it's going to be a real struggle to ever get there, even though you've got the right words. No one from Google will ever look at your website. Nobody ever. They only send their software robots, and the robots can only read words. They can read the words in the code, and they can read the words on the page. But no one's ever going to look at it, so beauty does not count. We're always adding pages to our website by the ton, but boy have we got a busy website. And people do inquire, we have lots of conversations going on. This works for us, and it works for a lot of our clients too. So this is the Google Keyword Tool. They give you this for free. They do it because, you know when you do a search, they always surround it by advertising? That's called pay-per-click. Does anybody pay for that? Well, that's how Google make, according to their CFO, a couple of weeks ago in the Times, he said that they make over 99% of their considerable revenues just from advertising. So Google want you to advertise, and this is one of the tools they give you, so that you set up adverts with lots and lots of different words in, which they can then charge you for if somebody clicks on your advert. The only thing to remember about this is there's 3 little check boxes on the left of the screen there, if you don't mind mousing over those for me, saying broad, exact and phrase. Exact means that word, Microsoft Training Manchester, if you click the exact box, that's exactly what somebody searched for. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what they searched for. If you click phrase, it means that those words are in a search string. So Microsoft Training Manchester might include Microsoft Excel Training Manchester. And broad, you don't really want to use. It gives you a false impression of how much traffic there actually is, because it takes just some of the words and says, well, it matches. So you get huge search numbers, but actually they're not true. And you'll end up disappointing yourself. So you've got Microsoft Training Manchester, and there's 28 searches a month in Google in the UK for that. That's the right-hand column. How about Excel Training Manchester? That's 58 searches for Excel Training Manchester. This tool, by the way, gives you 100 results. But if you've got a Google account, you know, Google Mail, it'll give you up to 800 search phrases. And it gives you a chance to download these. So the first part of it is you'd put something in that you want to be known for. And there's a really, really good chance that you're going to find not one search term for Microsoft Training Manchester, but you might find there's 60, 70, even 80 search terms. Because Microsoft makes a differentiation, for instance, between Microsoft Training Manchester and Microsoft Training in Manchester. The word in is a separate search. Microsoft, how about if I got rid of the word training and I decided to put Microsoft courses in? Okay, so there's another 16. So I've changed training now to courses. And before you know it, you're going to have a list. And when you add up all those search terms, you're going to have an awful lot more traffic. Most of you guys in this room have probably got a website where you've got 1 or 2 pages. It probably isn't even optimized, but if it was, it'd just be for a couple of terms you thought about when you first started the business. But in truth, people don't search that way. People have got great imaginations and they find your websites in lots of different ways. But unless you write the words, Google can't read them. Which is why 6-page websites, 8-page websites, unless you're doing pay-per-click marketing, really ain't going to work for you. Go to another tab, please, which is just a Google search. Okay, so I want to illustrate something to you. And so in speech marks, I always search in speech marks, by the way. It gives you a more accurate search. So in speech marks, would you search for Microsoft Training, please? Yeah, there's 116,000 results. What that means is that Google has found roughly 116,000 pages where they are promoting Microsoft Training. So straight away, let's say you've got a brand new website, or you've got a website you haven't really promoted. You've got 116,000 pages to now jump over. So what I'd like you to do now, please, is put Microsoft training in Manchester. Oh, 5. So straight away, I am now on page 1 of Google for Microsoft training in Manchester, because a Google page holds 10. So you might not think it's exciting because there's only 28 people search for Microsoft training in Manchester, but you're on page 1 because you bothered to write a page saying Microsoft training in Manchester. This is the most basic of competitor research that you could do, or keyword research. It's as basic as it gets. But imagine you had a website and you discovered through the keyword tool there were 30 ways that people might search for your business, and you took the time to add 30 pages and you optimized them using the advice we're going to give you in a month or two. And every single one of those pages was on page 1 of Google. I think for most of the people in this room, you're probably going to double, treble, quadruple your traffic. In coming sessions, I'll show you how you can do even better than that, because you don't want to be number 5 on the page, you want to be number 1 on the page. But that takes a little bit more. Google are fixated with accurate search results. Your job as website owners is to give them what they want, which is pages matching what people search for. If you do that, then you're made. But the web is absolutely the place to be. 72% of people search online. If you sit back and expect them to find your website for things you have never written about, forget it. It ain't going to happen. So in the next few sessions, what we'll cover is what the basic rules are. But the first place to start is don't assume that you know what people are searching for, because believe me, you don't. People search in many different ways.